Hi, it's Heather K, the crazy survival girl. I just made my son some garlic bread. I don't know how to link it up, but when I do, I'll hook it up to this video. This here is a steep tea. I knew the power was going to go out. I made this about 4 o'clock. It is 3 hours later. When I opened it, the steam came up. I don't know if you can almost still see the steam. So I'm pouring myself a cup. Can you see the steam? That is still piping hot. Look at the steam. I might have to add an ice cube. So I'm putting the cover back on. It actually, this particular tea actually has a little caffeine in it. Look at the steam. I don't know if it's too hot. Let me taste it. Perfect. I'm actually bought, what do you call it? Instant coffee. I bought this tiny little jar for like $1.29 at the drugstore. Just because, you know, I don't want to be running my emergency heat sources any longer than I have to, and I would just boil a little bit of water. But tomorrow morning when I have it, like I'm not having any coffee tonight, I'm just going to have this. I'm going to leave some in there and see if it stays, I'm going to see if it stays, what do you call it? I'm going to see if it stays warm in the morning. Who knows, right? Because you can take it camping with you. So what I'm making right now is I'm making myself a sandwich. This is the famous Geno Sub. I made this bun myself. I made them before the storm. That's how I heated my house, and that's how I kept the food heated. But I managed, and I was like almost praying, like please, please, just 40 more minutes, or 20 more minutes. So I cooked my bread. So what I'm doing here is I got my cutting board, and I almost had it almost all ready. So I got lettuce on that side, which I kind of messed up. And I got cheese, which I probably shouldn't put on yet. I got to put some sauce on it. You can use whatever sauce you want. But I prefer a different sauce on it. I prefer kind of like oil. And I don't mind my bread soggy because that's homemade. So what I have here is I bought some salami that was on sale. It's sliced very thinly. That's probably enough. And I got some ham. I don't want to put too much on, but that's enough. And I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here. Yeah, I'm going to put some more of that sauce on the lettuce. Oh no, that might make it a little bit too drippy. So I have my pickles, and that could be on closer to the bread. And I love pickles. Bread and butter pickles. I know that's too much, but it's a good thing. So I put, oh, gotta be careful, put it right back in. I got a cover for that. Isn't that handy? You see how I lift my pickles out? I'm telling you, I love dishes. I don't know, I gotta put this back in, the meat. I have a larger container. At this point, I'm squeezing the meat. So anyway, I have my tea. I have my Wonder Woman water, and because I'm afraid of things dripping, I probably should use a plate, which I just have this sandwich thing. It'll be fine in there. I probably should cut it in half. So there you go. So I want that down, something down in case this does drip, because I mean I'm making it in the dark. So there you go. The famous Geno Sub. Geno was my mom. She made a lot of subs. I mean, a lot. I think when she first started the business, I was just a little tiny girl, and that's where I first got my entrepreneurship abilities from. Both my parents were entrepreneurs, and she would make, I think she said 200 of them a day or 100 a day. And I think when she first started selling them, she sold them for $1 a sub. And in the summertime, when the summer students had work, they paid her $1, and she'd make these delicious subs. The only thing missing on this is tomato, and I think one more type of meat. Usually, the cheese is grated. A lot of people know my mom, and there's a lot know her for the famous Geno Sub. So I just I only got 90% data left, so I would post this on Facebook and brag a little bit, like, hey, look what I made in the dark. I got this beautiful candlelight dinner. Like I'm a collector of candles. I'm known for, and you can actually read it on YouTube possibly. I used to do a radio show with Nikon. It was a special guest appearance where I did the candlelight prayer here on Good Friday, and last year I lit 260 candles. So I'm known for my candles, and I ask people always to donate things to me. I buy stuff used, like these 2 ones in the background, and the reason why I had to buy those glass ones for the candlelight is because of the wind. When I had a bunch of tea lights, the wind blew them out, and I couldn't have my candles burning. So I had a trial and error. So what I asked women to do, and this is just an example. Sorry to step out of the picture. Like this is a little yeast jar, the big ones, and they're brown. And this particular candle, I don't know why it blew out. Being fussy like me, you know, it lights up beautifully. And so I save glass jars from yard sales and flea markets. People from weddings give them to me. And I have a goal to light 100 candles more every year. And we have an outdoor fire. I make tea in an outdoor fire. And so, you know, we cheat a little bit with Coleman stove because I'm experimenting with how I'm going to do the outdoor fire. So it's just an outdoor fire. We have volunteers who make hot cross buns. I used to have a volunteer who made hot cinnamon rolls. And so, you know, like, I guess I kind of like to rough it a little bit here. So since I don't have a wood stove here in this home, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have an emergency heat source rigged up tomorrow. It's going to be safe. It's going to be only done with tea lights. It's going to heat this whole room. And I don't know the size of this room, but it could be, I think, 500 square feet. It's quite big. It's like a living room, dining room, kitchen all together. It's designed for multiple families, and you can walk around everything, which is really cool. This is Heather Kay, the real crazy survivor girl. I can't say crazy, but if you saw my other video, you might give me that name. But I'm the survival girl starting my channel. I hope you do press like and subscribe and notifications and hear about how I'm enjoying my life and my power outage. It's like, yay! So that's about it. Thanks for joining.